started the Begin Again challenge through Alive today. It's a 30-day program. Today is February 20th. My birthday is March 21st. So if I do this challenge every single day, it will end on my birthday, which I think is pretty cool. But it got me thinking, I'm turning 30. It is crazy to even say that out loud because I think everybody has this idea of where you're going to be in life, what you're going to do by a certain time frame and everything like that. And then life just kind of happens and it doesn't happen the way that you had planned. And I've noticed that that mindset has really started to get into my head recently because I just thought that I was going to have all of these things figured out by the time I was 30, and I don't. So I wanted to write down 10 things for in my 20s, so 10 years, 10 things that I have learned that I would love to share with you guys, because I think that sometimes just hearing something from someone else's mouth in a certain way will just hit home with you and it'll resonate. And I just hope that one person listening hears something from this and can just grow and be a better person. Like, if you can gain anything from this, I really hope that you do. So, starting off with number one, a small group of friends is much better than a big group of friends. I think this is stated time and time again, quality over quantity, but I wanted to really say that I used to be the girl in high school that thought if I had the most amount of friends, if everybody liked me, I would be the most popular. I would be happy. I would have all these things. I would have that like picturesque high school life. And I absolutely did not. If you've watched my story about me, high school was some of the worst years of my entire life. Didn't think I was gonna make it out of them, but I did. And that really taught me that, oh, my dog, I swear every time. But having high school be some of the worst years of my entire life, it really taught me that if I were to just have one good friend that had my back and would go against what everyone else was saying, that meant more than an entire group of friends just talking shit about me. So it was a really hard adjustment. Right now, I would say that I probably have one really good friend from high school, one friend that we kind of just stay in touch. I will see her when we go back. But that's about it. I do regret not adapting this mentality in college because I feel like I missed a lot of friendship opportunities in college just because I was in a very fragile state of mind. I was in a relationship and I just, looking back, I was completely consumed with the relationship. The old saying, small groups are better, and I am living proof. I think that that is amazing, having the fact that I have my one friend and we go back to just like instantly how we were together, and there's no awkwardness. It's like I literally saw her last week. I love her. I know that I can trust her with anything. She can trust me with anything. We've gone through so many life things together where she's like my ride or die. I would never, like, she is it. I'm an only child and she is my absolute best friend. So all that to say that just pick your friends very wisely. Next, number two, your health. So that is very broad. It's very daunting, I guess. I always had stomach issues. I was always sick. I never knew what was wrong with me. And these past like 3 years, I would say, I really took my health seriously and I've seen a complete 180. I have cut out gluten because I got tested for all of that. I got my mental health tested. I got all of these tests done and I really figured out where I am on the health spectrum. I think getting ahead of it is so important. If you haven't gotten a full blood like workup done recently, do that so you can kind of get a baseline and go over it with your doctor, see what you can do, because I found a doctor that I love. I can talk to her about anything, and she really has helped me explore my health, and I have seen a complete transformation. And I think that everyone should just be proactive about their health. I ate like trash all through, like I have developed the worst eating habits, and breaking it now is so hard, but I realize I'm going into a different phase of life where I have to break it. So if you are ahead of that, it won't be as hard when you have to make that for your health. So eat some green, eat your greens. You don't need to drink your greens. Truly, there's not much in them. I do it because it's a placebo effect in my head. It makes me feel healthy. Number 3, don't settle. If there is anyone in your life that is diminishing the way that you feel, diminishing the way that you are perceiving things, try and talk to them, but your feelings matter. You deserve to take up space. You are important, and your feelings are important. And I now have a very extremely, I wouldn't even call it a circle. It's more like, I don't know, a triangle of people around me that I don't put up with bullshit from. And they treat me like they want me in their life. I have gone through my life just feeling like I was second best, feeling like I wasn't appreciated, feeling like I was giving and wasn't receiving much. And I stopped. I stopped trying. I stopped putting myself out there and getting disappointed every single time, because I was continuously let down and I was having my expectations too high, and people didn't even know it. So they let me down without even them knowing it. And I just had to distance myself from relationships that I felt weren't 50-50. So you always want to be a 50-50 relationship. Sometimes it will vary where it's you're pulling 70%, your partner's only pulling 30, but it'll change. You need each other to balance each other out. But I think that the happy medium is 50-50. Number 4, bonds are not gossip. So like I said, I've said this before, I'm an only child, and I think that I didn't fully learn how to create deep friendships because, of course, I was a teenage girl. Everybody talks shit in high school. Everybody's a little catty. But I think having my relationships form there, it almost just felt like that's how I started to bond, which obviously not a good quality at all. It bit me in the ass so many times, and I always just put myself in bad situations where either the people around me were gossiping, so then it was like I was just involved in it, or I personally said something stupid because I was a 14-year-old girl. And I had to take a step back and realize that is not a relationship. I just noticed that I was trying to create a bond based off of unhealthy habits. And I wanted true relationships that are built on more than that I have connections with, that we have same similarities or same interests, and it really rewired my brain. I don't know where along the way that just kind of adapted, but it did. And when I finally realized that was where my relationships were going, it felt so refreshing to take a step back and just kind of renew everything. I keep to myself, I keep my head down, and that's it. And I have been so much happier since making that switch. So just don't gossip. It's not worth it. You might think it's fun in the moment, and of course everybody does it once in a while, but just don't make it your whole personality, because I feel like that was me at one point and I hated it. I did not like the person that I was. Kind of rolling into number 5. Work friends are not true friends. So I constantly was a server, a bartender. I was in the service industry, and a lot of people bond and go out and create friendships through that environment. And I was in an environment where everybody was going to college. We were all on the same playing field. So I did actually create really good friendships there. And they did go outside of work. We absolutely hung out. We did a lot of things together. That was a really, really amazing restaurant experience, was the one that I worked at in college. But having that be my first real restaurant experience, I went into other jobs thinking that was going to happen as well. And I would cling to people really fast. hoping that we could just be friends and just all of a sudden jump into a friendship. And I think that was just too much. And I was expecting the same out of them, even though they had only known me for like 5 minutes. So I had to start looking at work friends like work friends, and they don't owe you anything outside of work. You don't owe them anything outside of work. You can talk about your lives, but keep work, because of course other friendships can develop outside of that. I have just found that friendships that go outside of work and are successful are not the norm. And I think that some people have met their like best friends through work, but I also think that I just needed to stop going into work thinking that I was going to meet my best friend there. So I had to just kind of switch that, which I think that even that little tweak of just, I'm not going there to meet my best friend, I'm going there to work. If I make friends, great. If not, whatever. And that has really helped my mentality around my work friends, because I'm not expecting much. I'm not expecting anything out of them. Anything they do is above and beyond, and that is great, but I've stopped having those expectations because I stopped wanting to be let down. And having expectations in my head does absolutely no one any good. So, number 6, I feel like this is turning longer because I ramble, so I'll try and like speed through the end. 6, success is perspective. I think that this is a huge thing. I thought that I was going to be married, have kids, have a real job, settle down, have a house by the time I was 30. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I don't have a house that I own. I don't have a real job. None of that is true for me. And looking at other people that have a family, that are married, that have all these different things, made me feel less than. I noticed myself getting jealous. But one of the biggest things that I learned is to take a step back, and everybody's perspective of success is different. So I might look at my friend that's married with a kid and a nurse, and look at her, and she has this amazing house and this beautiful car and everything. And of course I could be jealous, but at the same time, everybody has their own idea of success, and you are successful in something. Everybody has their high points. Everybody has their low points. And I think just recognizing that I am successful in my relationship. I am successful in trying to figure out who I want to be and what I want to do. And I'm not just job hopping anymore, which was a huge thing for me, because I have always been just get a job. And around 27 was when I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to settle down. I want to find a career. I worked for a company I thought was going to be it. They went through a whole layoff thing, so I got laid off, and it kind of completely changed my idea of, I don't want to hop back into a restaurant job. I want to get a career. So, I mean, that was like 3 years ago, and I still haven't done that, but I feel as though I have come leaps and bounds in figuring out who I am, what I want, and what I expect out of my employer. So just keep in mind that you might not be married, but you may have a kick-ass job, right? And everybody is always jealous of something. So just appreciate what you have, because you are successful. You are. In some aspect, you absolutely are successful. 7, nobody else is going to do it for you. I am the girl who always has dreams, expectations. I want the dream body. I want to work hard. I want to do this. But when it comes down to it, sometimes I'm lazy. And I tell myself, nobody else is going to do it for me. If I want the dream body, I have to go get the dream body. I have to work out. Nobody else is going to go work out for me. I wish they could work out and my body would look great, because that would just be fantastic, but it's not reality. I want to be healthy, so I have to put healthy food into me, because nobody else is going to be shoving broccoli down my throat. So it's just the mindset of nobody else is going to do it for you. I think that has really just helped really kick me in the ass sometimes. 8, I am not the center of the entire world. I used to think that if I was gone, everybody was talking about me. I used to think that if I was walking into a room, people had just gotten done talking about me. Just shifts, or if friends were hanging out for a whole day together, they were talking shit about me. They probably weren't. They might have been. They might have been for like 30 minutes, but not an entire day. The world does not revolve around you like that. Stop assuming that everybody is talking about you, because 9 times out of 10, they're probably not. And give people the benefit of the doubt, because what they say about you behind your back is none of your business. What they say should not affect who you are or what you do. If they're your true friends and you do or say something dumb, they should come to you and tell you instead of talking about it behind your back. And I think just realizing that not everybody's gonna be talking about me all the time because I'm not that important really has put my mind at ease, and just knowing that if they're saying something about me behind my back, it's none of my business. It is none of my business. 9, communicate. Now, this is like the standard, communication is key, blah, 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 blah. No, I mean, learn how to communicate with those people that matter in your life. Not everybody is going to do things the exact same way as you. Not everybody's going to perceive things the exact same way as you. You need to be open to acknowledging the other person's point of view. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. You can just simply say, I acknowledge this. I didn't mean for it to come across like this. I apologize. Whatever it might be. But communicate what you want out of a relationship. Communicate what you deserve out of a relationship if you are not getting it. I think just learning how to communicate is huge. And I feel as though I have really kind of settled into who I am as a communicator in my relationships, and I'm very open, and I will acknowledge if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot. But I think just even being open to learning new styles, or just being open to different communication styles and learning and stuff like that, I think that will take you extremely far in life, and in every aspect of your life, it's going to help you. And last but not least, the past is not the future. I have had a lot of bad shit happen in my life, and I really started, that was weird, I like enunciated that. I really started to look back at everything and notice that my past has made me who I am, but who I am going forward is not my past. I can learn and I can become a better person because of that. I got bullied in high school and and like, it becomes almost a victim state of mind. And I noticed that I was putting myself in the victim's shoes a lot, and it wasn't benefiting me. I had to really pull myself up by the bootstraps and say that my past is not a representation of who I am to be. I can become whoever I want to be. I just have to do it. My past does not dictate that. I think it has made me very open to other viewpoints. I think that it has really helped me be a better person, but it is not my future. So, okay, so that is it. I hope that you guys got something out of the 10 things. I know that if somebody sat down and explained this to me, I probably would have listened with one ear and just listened for little sayings or things that stuck out to me. So I hope a little something stuck out to you. I just hope that I look back on this and it's like, wow, I've really grown. I've become a whole different person, blah, 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 blah. But I'm happy I sat down and did this because I feel like I've really learned a lot and it's cool to just put it into words. So now I'm starving and let's have lunch.